Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Horse Racing Mark. This video will be dedicated to my favourite horse, Field of Guff. I mean Field of Gold. Ascot Champions Day was just the other week, and we all know what happened there, and it certainly wasn't kind to punters. Bookmakers are in clover. But I'm going to review my favourite horse of the flat season so far, Field of Gold. I've done previous content on this horse where I have a knack of picking out the hype horses before everyone else, before the 99%. And we're going to go through his most notable races, the difficult races that he's been in this season, and I'm going to review them one by one. And I think we can put to bed after this video, this horse is another Juddmonte hype horse. But I'm going to let you decide, okay? But we're going to go through it, right? So the three races we're going to go through. The 2,000 Guineas on the 3rd of May, the Sussex Stakes at Goodwood on the 30th of July, and obviously Ascot on the 18th of October, the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. So the dust is settled now. Let's get the emotion out of the situation and always remain objective. And that, in my opinion, is what differentiates me from the rest. I don't get emotional. I see things before everybody else, okay? But let's get into it. We're going to go back and review all of Field of Gold's most notable races this season where he's faced his hardest opponents, okay? So, we're going to start off at Newmarket, okay? 2,000 Guineas. They've just came out the stalls here. Field of Gold is a warm, short price favourite here at even money. Kieran Shoemark is on board. And you can clearly see Field of Gold here, a notable grey, and everyone loves a grey. But again, take emotion out of the situation. We're here to make money, all right? So Kieran Shoemark, they went about a furlong and a half here. He's got Field of Gold settled beautifully out the back of the field. Going very, very well. Tracking the Godolphin runner right now. And right now, if you're a favourite backer, you're sitting pretty confident here. I mean, Field of Gold is settled perfectly. They're not going massively fast fractions here early. You've got the other Godolphin runner in front with the red cap. They're going okay here. And you would be confident if you're on Field of Gold here. Absolutely no excuse. He's got him settled out the back of the field. And remember, the hype going into the Guineas, this horse was better than Franco. Kieran Shoemark is still going extremely well here. They're halfway through the race here. They're starting to push and shove a little bit now. Kieran Shoemark is following William Buick here aboard Ruling Court. Kieran Shoemark is going very, very well here. William Buick is starting to push along on Ruling Court. Kieran Shoemark is absolutely cantering here. I wouldn't want to know what price Kieran Shoemark is in running here. They're 3 furlongs out. Now, William Buick is committed here aboard Ruling Court. He's just hit the front. And I'll tell you something, Field of Gold is hanging all over the course here. Kieran Shoemark is at him. He's been at him since the 3 furlong pole, but he's not picking up. He's pulled through the stick. The 2 Godolphin runners are in front here. Ruling Court, he's just got his head in front. Kieran Shoemark is flying aboard Field of Gold. But is he going to get there? No. William Buick has held on to win the 2,000 Guineas. Kieran Shoemark threw everything at Field of Gold there from the 3 furlong pole. And let's be honest, the horse just wasn't good enough. And the excuses that came out after this race, blaming Kieran Shoemark, saying that it was his fault the horse didn't win, I thought was really disgraceful from the Gosdens and Juddmonte as well. And he lost his retainer after that as well. And the abuse he was getting on social media from your classic recreational mug punters, just let's call a spade here, gambling addicts who just back favourites all the time. Go back and watch the race like we did there. Had a clean run, had 3-4 furlongs to go by, just wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't convinced with that head carriage either. But again, that was back in May, nearly 4 or 5 months ago, 6 months ago, and the abuse that Kieran Shoemark received then was absolutely disgraceful. But once we go into the races at Goodwood and Ascot, you can clearly see that Kieran Shoemark did absolutely nothing wrong and was completely vindicated for this. And he's rode so many winners since, and ironically, he's the one that got Field of Gold the closest out of all of them, okay? And we're going to go into the next race, the 30th of July at Goodwood, the Sussex Stakes, all right? And you can imagine the hype is getting out of control. You got Gosden, Juddmonte coming on saying this horse is better than Franco, blah, 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 getting a violin out. And this horse went off in the Sussex Stakes at 1-3 favourite. William Buick on board this time. And this horse is up against Roussallion, Richard Hannon trained. Now, this is a special horse, and I thought this was an absolute crazy price, okay? And we're going to go through this race at Goodwood. And remember, this horse was beating the Guineas fair and square, but it's better than Franco, okay? They've just coming out the stalls here. And William Buick, obviously the grey horse here, is aboard Field of Gold. And I'll tell you something, they went a furlong here, And Field of Gold is pulling for his head. He's just behind Rousalian here. Karat is out in front for Richard Kingscote here. You've got a couple of Aidan O'Brien runners in here as well, but Field of Gold hasn't settled that well so far, and he's still pulling. He's still pulling, and that is with Karat out in front here under Richard Kingscote. You've got the Aidan O'Brien, Henry Matisse sitting in second, Rousalian back in fourth. But if you're on Field of Gold here, you would expect the pacemaker to maybe going a little bit faster here to set it up for a proper test. But Field of Gold is tracking, I mean, Rousalian, who's the main danger in the race, and the other Aidan O'Brien is taking it up here. He's not happy with the pace. Karat is sitting in second, but they're about 6 lengths back to the likes of Henry Matisse and the Rousalian back in third and fourth. But Field of Gold, I'll tell you, he's starting to niggle a little bit now, William Buick already. Rousalian's going best here, but the pacemakers have got a little bit of distance between the third and the fourth here. Richard Kingscote's going very, very well in second here aboard Karat. And William Buick's still sitting in behind Rousalian. He's starting to push now. And I'll tell you, if I was on the 1-3 favourite now, I'd start to be looking a bit concerned. And he's starting to hang now. He's pulled the whip out. I'm not sure about this horse's head carriage. Richard Kingscote's got first run aboard Karat here. This is a massive price. This is 150 to 1 poke. Sean Levy's coming after him. The favourite's bait up and down on the same spot. Can Richard Kingscote hold on here? He's a length up inside the final furlong. Rousalian is absolutely flying under Sean Levy. Is he going to get there? Richard Kingscote holds on. 150 to 1 winner. Great result for the bookmakers there. Absolutely no excuse for Field of Gold. If you go back and look at the Newmarket run as well, as soon as he's asked, the head goes up. It could be an attitude problem. It could just be he's an average horse. But Karat, massive winner there for Richard Kingscote in the apparent second colours there, the second string. I thought Rousalian ran a massive race. That horse gets a lot of stick online for finishing second and third, but he's consistent, he's a trier. That's what you want. You don't want these 1-3 favourite hype horses that get beat all the time. They're no good. They're no good. In the aftermath, if we go back to Newmarket, the Gosdens blame Kieran Shoemark for getting beat ahead. This horse, Field of Gold, is beaten out of sight. This time they blamed lameness. I'm calling bullshit here, and I called bullshit before the race. At the time, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit, okay? I think we can safely say that. When we go into Ascot, we reflect. He's just looking for excuses now to protect the stud value. I get it, but it doesn't really sit right with me lying to the public like that. And I think it's bullshit. That's just my opinion. I think it's bullshit. The horse just isn't good enough. And again, it's proven again on Ascot Champions Day that we're going to get on to. But that horse had absolutely every chance. And the news is that this horse is going to continue in training. We're going to get into that later. The horse is very average, so just be very careful moving forward, okay? But ironically, they didn't blame William Buick this time. They already used blame the jockey card on Kieran Shoemark at Newmarket, okay? Then we're going to get into Ascot Champions Day, his latest run, okay? Again, very, very popular in the betting at Ascot Champions Day. 13 to 8 favourite on the 18th of October, Queen Elizabeth Stake. Now, we're going to watch the race at Ascot now, okay? Again, he's well drawn on the outside. He's came out well. And listen, he's actually settled a lot better than he did it at Goodwood. He's managed to settle him down. Colin Keane is on board this time, 13 to 8 favourite. He's pulling a little bit now after 2 furlongs, but if you back this horse at 13 to 8, obviously you're mad for backing an average horse at 13 to 8, but you would have a chance here. You'd expect he wouldn't be trading too big a price in running here, but it looks like it's a fairly run race here. The ground was soft on the heavy side, but we're halfway through the race here, and I'll be honest with you, looking at Colin Keane's body language, I watch a lot of Irish racing, he doesn't look too confident here aboard Field of Gold. He looks like he's niggling his hands a little bit for this horse to go forward. I've not been convinced with this horse's head carriage, especially at Newmarket and Goodwood. Doesn't want to know, but looking at the head on here, the O'Brien runner's out in front here, and I'll tell you, listen, he's starting to push along now, Colin Keane. I mean, this horse is not going well, Field of Gold. He's probably 1,000,000 to 1 in running here. The grey horse coming on the outside. He's back on the bridle now, but that head carriage, this horse doesn't look game at all. For me, this is an average horse. He's asking him to go forward here. He's had a clean run. If he's good enough, Field of Gold, he will pick up. We've got 2 on the far side. We've got Cicero's Gift coming through under Jason Watson for Charles. So this is another massive price here. This is 100 to 1. This is 1,000,000 to 1 on the exchange here. Field of Gold's going up and down again on the same spot, just like Goodwood. But what a result for bookmakers here. 100 to 1, Cicero's Gift has got up. And Field of Gold out the places again, 5th, 13 to 8. Disappointing. And listen, that's 3 races now. Newmarket, Goodwood, Ascot. The horse has found out he's an average horse. And one thing I found, right, is that in my comment section over the last 6 months, when I called out Field of Gold as a massive hype horse all the way back in April and May before the Guineas, it's the same people who backed Constitution Hill who were telling me this horse is better than Franco, this horse is a certainty. And ironically, he got beat 3 times after that. I don't know, it seems like losing punters in 99%, people who are uneducated in betting latch onto these hype horses and they always have the same result, they always lose. And it's like people who talk the most have the biggest egos, always have the smallest bank accounts. Very strange, very strange. And obviously, as we discussed, it was Kieran Shoemark's fault at Newmarket, it was lameness at Goodwood, and the Gosdens said that Field of Gold needed the run in a Group 1 race. Again, I'm calling bullshit. It's your job to train the horse, get the horse fit. We're not buying this, are we? Are we buying this bullshit? Are we buying this bullshit? I certainly haven't. It's your job to get the horses fit, John, Paddy. It's a Group 1 race. We're just out for a run in a Group 1 race. No one's buying this bullshit. No one's buying this bullshit. But listen, that's that wrapped up. Newmarket, Goodwood and Ascot. I don't normally do videos on average horses, but Field of Gold is very, very average. Let's cut the bullshit here, okay? I'd love to know everyone else's thoughts on this. And tell me the truth. Were you silly enough to back him at Newmarket and back him at Ascot and Goodwood? Please tell me you weren't, but I'd love to know, okay? And I'd love to know everyone's genuine opinion on this. Do you think he's a hype horse? Do you think he'll improve next season like the Gosdens say? Do you believe any of the excuses? Blaming Shoemark, blaming lameness, saying he needed to run in a Group 1 race? I'd love to know. You can let me know in the comment section, okay? And I want to give you an update as well, just to wrap this up, on the racing service. We have hit form at the end of October. We've had a lovely 5-1 information winner on Wednesday at Worcester Highland Legacy, and we've had a 14-1 winner on Saturday with Duke of Deception. We're hitting form at the right time. The National Hunt horses are running very well. The information is so strong. We have the best contacts in the UK and Ireland. And demand for the racing service has never been higher, elite and premium. And we're also introducing a lay service, okay? This is going to be introduced on the 1st of November. It will be a first come, first based service. And I want everyone to win in this game. This is more value that I'm adding to clients. But we're getting at the tail end of the flat season. So I would advise staying away from the turf stuff in the UK especially. A lot of these Irish horses can handle the turf, but not the UK stuff. It's a bog. We saw Newmarket, Newbury, Doncaster. It's a complete bog. Focus on the all-weather and focus on the jump and some flat Irish stuff if you want to make money in this game. And if you really want to make money in this game, join my racing community. It's never been easier to get on board. Link is in bio. You can drop me a comment or you can drop me a DM. We're going to have a massive 6 months leading up to the Cheltenham Festival. The community is ever growing and we're going to back some winners and make some profit. And I'd love to get more of you on board. Okay, the link is in bio. And also make sure you like, subscribe, follow this page so you get all my latest content. So I'm going to be going hard over the 6 months. We're going to hit these bookmakers and you're going to get more content and winners. I look forward to getting you on board. Good luck.